Shalom, everyone. This is Last Days Wisdom. This message is very short, it's very simple, and it's not difficult to comprehend. We will need wisdom in these last days, and the only way we're going to make it in these last days is to have wisdom. And I'm going to go through the scriptures to show and prove that with wisdom you can make it. Without wisdom, you will not make it. What you see on the screen, Proverbs 4 and 7, wisdom is the principal thing. We know the scripture very well. Therefore, get wisdom, and in all you're getting, get understanding. This is something is you will see. This is most important. Foremost, you must have wisdom in these last days. And without wisdom, I'm going to show and prove that you will not make it. And you know, we know the scripture, Hosea 4:6, my people perish for lack of knowledge. Without knowledge, you perish, you die, you won't make it. There's so many things against us in these last days that we need wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in order to make it. All right, Psalms 111 and verse 10. The fear of Yahuah is the beginning of wisdom, and good understanding have all those who do his commandments. This is something that, of course, if you keep his commandments, this is one of the things is a must. You must keep his commandments. And we understand there will be some that keep his commandment but do not operate in wisdom. They do not operate in wisdom. And this is something that's key and is very important. But you must operate in wisdom. Okay, Proverbs 1 and 7. The fear of Yahuah is the beginning of wisdom, but fools despise wisdom and instructions. So we see the fear of Yahuah is the beginning of knowledge. You must have that fear of Yahuah. You must understand that with him, all things are possible. Without him, we die. It's that simple. And the fools, you don't want to be a fool. Fool will despise this wisdom and instructions. Fools will despise the messages that I put up on this channel. They just will despise it. And I expect some to come and despise the messages that's coming forth because it's wisdom and knowledge. And we see right here in scripture that fools despise wisdom and knowledge. Fools hate knowledge. We'll see that also. This is Proverbs 10:21. The lips of the righteous feed many, but fools die for lack of wisdom. So right here, this is nothing hard to understand. The lips of the righteous going to feed many. Feed many what? Feed many his word. Feed many his instructions. Feed many his Torah. Feed many the fear of Yahuah. This is what it feeds. And the fools, they die because of lack of wisdom. They are expected to die because of lack of wisdom. Shame on anyone that's foolish. We are in the day and age of information, and none of us should be without knowledge, instructions, wisdom. We shouldn't. It's no excuse. There's no excuse. Okay, this is 2 Baruch 38, 1 through 4. And this is a prayer that Baruch prayed. He says, and I prayed and said, O Yahuah, my master, you do always enlighten those who are led by understanding. So we see here, he always enlightened. He always show people the way that's being led by his understanding. It says, your Torah is life, and your wisdom is the right guidance. His wisdom. This is the wisdom we need. His wisdom. His wisdom is the right guidance. Make known to me, therefore, the interpretation of this vision. Okay, he's asking for interpretation of a vision. But we need to be asking him, make known to us your wisdom and your knowledge and your understanding. This is what we need from him. In verse 4, we cannot say this in our prayer, but Baruch can say this. For you know that my soul have always walked in your Torah. See, I can't make this statement. I didn't always walk in his Torah. And from my earliest days, I departed not from your wisdom. But can you imagine from your early days and always walking in his Torah and never departing from his wisdom? This is awesome. Proverbs 11:2. When pride comes, then comes shame. But with the humble is wisdom. Humbleness is something that's missing today. We get knowledge, we get understanding, and we get puffed up with knowledge. And we become foolish. And we become so prideful and so high-minded, as if we have all the answers. Everybody else is wrong. We're the only ones with the answer. You see, that's pride. That is pride. When you're telling people you have all the answers, everybody else is wrong. Let me tell you something. There's some deepness in the statement I'm about to make, but none of us have all the answers. None of us know the complete way. None of us. All of us are operating in some form of error somewhere. It's just some are operating very deep in that error. As I mentioned before, things have to be made known to us in the wilderness. If you don't make it to this wilderness, you will not know the things that you need to know. Proverbs 4:5-7. This is what you must do. Get wisdom, get understanding, and do not forsake nor turn away from the words of my mouth. Do not forsake her, and she will preserve you. All right. If you get wisdom, it's saying right here, and you do not forsake her, she will preserve you. Preserve you through what? I mentioned before, salvation. Preserve you through the coming destruction. Preserve you through what's coming upon the earth, the wicked being removed and the righteous remaining, so the righteous can rise when all the wicked have been removed. So we need this wisdom in order to be preserved, in order to be saved, in order for salvation, true salvation. It says, love her and she will keep you. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and in all you're getting, get understanding. This is clear. Very clear cut here. Proverbs 2:6-8. For Yahuah gives wisdom. This is who gives wisdom. So this is why I say that prayer, you ask him for wisdom. And this is what I do. I ask him for wisdom. We need wisdom in order to make it. It's that simple. For his mouth come knowledge and understanding. From his mouth comes knowledge and understanding. He stores up sound wisdom for the upright. You see, he's storing up this wisdom for the upright, not the foolish, not the pride at heart, but for the upright, the humble, the meek, the pure at heart. This is who he's storing. He stores up wisdom for. He is a shield to those who walk uprightly. He guards the paths of justice and preserve the way of his saints. Here we go. It preserves the way. He's preserving the way for the righteous, so that the righteous, after the wicked's removed, the righteous would be the righteous seed to replenish the earth. It's Ecclesiastes 7:12. For wisdom is a defense as money is a defense. But the excellence of knowledge is that wisdom gives life to those who have it. This is wisdom gives life. Again, without wisdom, we die. You're dead. Death comes. But with wisdom, it gives life. And this is the true salvation that many don't understand. Okay, this is Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon 9:18. For so the ways of them which live on earth were reformed, and men were taught the things that are pleasing unto you, and we're saved through wisdom. So right here we understand we are saved through wisdom. I know this go against everything the Christians teach, but it's what it is. This is why they removed the Apocrypha from the Bible. This is one of the reasons. There are many others. But we are saved through wisdom. Isaiah 33:6. Wisdom and knowledge will be the stability of your times and the strength of salvation. So it's telling us right here in Isaiah 33:6, wisdom and knowledge is the stability of these last days. This is what we need in these last days. wisdom and knowledge in order to be stable, and the strength of salvation. So without this wisdom and knowledge, again, there is no salvation. And this is 2 Baruch 48, 32, and 33. And it shall come to pass in those days that all the inhabitants of the earth shall be moved one against another, because they know not that my judgment has drawn nigh. So again, we read about this in Matthew 24, with nations rising up against nations. We see people going to rise against each other. This is what's written. And once they come against, they're coming against each other because they're going to get trapped. There's going to be a trap set, and they're not going to see it coming. And again, they do not understand his judgment drawing nigh. People right now, they're operating outside of wisdom, and they do not understand the judgment is drawing nigh. How can I make this statement? I'm sad to say this. There have been too many people that left Babylon, but went back into Babylon. You're not operating in wisdom and knowledge when you do something like that, and you do not understand his judgment drawing nigh. You're going to get caught on the wrong side. Remember Lot's wife. That's all I have to say about that. Remember Lot's wife. For there shall not be found many wise at that time. Listen at this. There shall not, in these days right now, in these last days, this is why this message is called Last Days Wisdom, because this is what will get you through. This is what will save you. Wisdom. There was not found many at that time wise, and the intelligent shall be but few. Oh my goodness. The intelligent shall be but a few. This is a fact. I see it. If you open your eyes, you can see it. Our people are tossed to and from, and you can see it. Moreover, even those who know shall most of all be silent. Now, this part here is some deepness to it, and I don't know when I can bring it out, but I'm gonna have to bring it out sometime or another. This most of all be silent. It's some deepness there. But I want to go back and listen at this once again. There should not be found many wise. There's so many people claiming they're wise, but they are just speaking. They're just talking. The scripture's saying there's not going to be many wise. Look around. I said before, look around. Look how many people say they are in truth and righteousness and walking according to Torah and keep the law, statutes, and commandments. But yet you see them campaigning for a candidate for president. What's wrong with this picture? You see, something's wrong here. So don't be fooled. There's not many wise. Very few. Only, you can look at Revelations, only 144,000. That's very few compared to the number of people that's on this earth. Very few. So you have people coming out of the countries, coming within his borders, and with that number, 2/3, most of them will be cut off. Most of us, don't say them, most of us, because it could be me that get cut off. You see, we can't be high-minded and say, well, I made it over here, I made it. No, we have to go through the wilderness, and 2/3 will get cut off, which prove the scripture again. Even the ones that come out of her and come within his borders, 2/3 being cut off. Most of us will not be wise. Remember the 5 wise virgins and the 5 foolish virgins. You had 5 that was wise. It was wisdom that got them through. This is why it says they were wise. And intelligent shall be but few. We have so many people, they are bent on their knowledge, they are bent on their intelligence, and look at what I know. It's about what they know. And it's not more of what he's shown them. It's not more of him getting the credit, but it's mostly of them and their credit. They're giving credit to themselves, and we do not deserve credit for anything. This is his doing. He opened up our eyes. Once again, last days wisdom. Shalom.